nervous. I was beginning to wonder if I'd forgotten my makeup or something.
No, but you don't wear that much anyway. Not sure if I'd know the difference.
It was true. A little blush and mascara were all she used, and all she needed. River had a natural beauty. Creamy complexion, captivating green eyes shaped like her Vietnamese mother's, and the kind of full lips other women got injections to achieve. Of course, River didn't believe she was beautiful, which made her even more alluring. "Not really the point," she said. "You're worried about the Strangler's little friend, aren't you?" A serial killer they'd profiled when they worked for the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit had been caught and convicted, but much to their surprise, they discovered after he was sent to prison that he'd been working with a partner. This man had threatened to finish the job the Salt River Strangler had failed to accomplish. The death of River Ryland, the only woman to survive him. They'd become aware of his protégé's existence after they'd moved to St. Louis and opened a private detective agency. Now they were trying to get their business off the ground with a deadly threat hanging over their heads. Tony had done everything he could think of to protect them. Cameras in the office and in the hallway, as well as the assistance of his friend, the police chief of St. Louis. Of course, he and River were armed. Always. Tony was aware that this wouldn't protect them from a long-range assassin's bullet. He pushed that thought from his mind. This guy wouldn't do it that way. He'd want to be up close and personal. It was the only way he would enjoy killing her. Tony was confident he'd picked the Mississippi River for River's final resting place since they were no longer in Arizona, where he and his mentor had focused their reign of terror. Tony took a deep breath before saying,
"Look, I know something's wrong, River. Why don't you talk to me about it? I thought we could discuss anything. I'm really starting to worry."
She looked away from him and bit her lower lip, a sure sign she was hiding something. He knew it, and so did she. Their expertise in reading body language meant that it was almost impossible to disguise their feelings from one another. "I guess waiting for our stalker to strike is making me antsy." Although it was the right thing to say, and was exactly what he'd been wondering, for some reason her response struck a wrong chord in his gut.
"Surely you're not thinking about what my sister said."
When they were in Iowa, helping Tony's father with a cold case, his sister Amy had accused River of putting Tony in danger because of the Strangler. At one point, River had wondered if she should get far away from Tony until the man was caught. But in the end, everyone had agreed, even Amy, that they were both safer together, that splitting up could make them easier targets. River had concurred, or at least she'd said she did. "No," she said, shaking her head. "I told you I wasn't going anywhere. Why would you even bring that up?" Even though her body language seemed to match her words, an alarm went off in Tony's spirit. "Listen," he said, getting up from his chair and walking over to her desk. "Promise me that you won't even think about leaving me. It's the wrong decision, River. You might think you're protecting me, but you're not. Confronting us both is a lot more intimidating. Sacrificing yourself for me could kill us both." Her eyes widened at his declaration, and he felt sick inside. It confirmed his worst fear. She really had been thinking about taking off. "Amy made a good case," she said, her voice faltering.
"No, she didn't."
He spoke more harshly than he meant to. He breathed in and out slowly, trying to control the rapid beating of his heart.
"Amy is my sister, and she loves me, but she doesn't have the training we do. She spoke out of a concern for me, not from any kind of knowledge or experience."